For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Welcome to another edition of the Focus program. Paul Dingeman here. We've got another lineup of great guests for you, beginning with a friend by the name of Deb Johnson, St. Clair County Community Mental Health. Lots of things going on. You were on the front page of many papers. This is the recent edition of the Voice newspaper. There's lots of controversy regarding some bills up in Lansing that might affect community mental health in our little county. So let's begin with this, and then we'll get into some other stuff.
Okay. It's actually the governor's fiscal year 17 budget proposal, and it includes a section, it's called Section 298, which is boilerplate language that would privatize the management of the public behavioral health system in Michigan. Okay. For many years, the behavioral health component for Medicaid was carved out of the whole and awarded through contracts to the public system. And currently, the way the money comes to us is through, it's called the prepaid inpatient health plan. Mike McCartan came back to be the director of that new regional entity. That is a nonprofit entity. And so the money flows from the state through them and then to the 4 CMHs within our region. And it's like that throughout the state, but there's different configurations. So anyways, what this bill would do, or what this section in the budget would do, is it would privatize and it would give $2.4 billion.
Whoa,
$2.4 billion to the Medicaid health plans. They are almost all for-profit private entities. McLaren operates a Medicaid health plan. They are nonprofit. Other than that, I believe that they're all for-profit private entities. So we feel that would be devastating to the people that we provide services to because, for example, one thing is the difference in the administrative rates. On average, PHP administrative rate is about 6%. The private health plans, it's about 14 to 18% administration. And just by their nature, private entities, they have shareholders and they need to have profits, and that's how they run. So their goal is to maximize profits, and in our opinion, probably not maximize services, because there's really barely enough money now, and in a lot of cases we say there's not enough money to provide all the services that we believe need to be provided to people who qualify for services through the public system.
You've had cuts for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, almost continuously. And in addition to the cuts, we also have continued to get a lot of new mandates, and we call them unfunded mandates, because we have to do more things, but we don't get any more money to do it. Some of it has required in infrastructure requirements that are very costly. And in fact, speaking of infrastructure, not that long ago, not even 2 whole years ago, the state said, 18 management entities is too many. We want you to have 10. And we also don't want any CMH to be able to be the managing entity. So we went from 18 PHPs to 10, not even 2 years ago. So that created a lot of changes for St. Clair because we were the managing entity, and for Genesee. And so now there's this new administrative entity that oversees, all the provision of Medicaid services throughout our region, and it's, like I said, it's that way throughout the state. So anyways, I actually had the opportunity Monday to testify in front of the House Appropriations Committee, speaking against that language in there and asking that it be, taken right out of there and removed. The Lieutenant Governor was there ahead of me speaking, and this has been in the paper too, he has previously endorsed a statewide work group to look at alternative to Section 298. What we're hearing is, we were kind of blindsided by this initiative. I mean, there's been talk on and off since the 90s about privatizing the system, but this is like the farthest it's ever gotten. And basically they're saying it's because the governor wants a better job of integrated health care. We don't think that is the answer to get better integrated health care. The CMH systems have been working on integrated health care for years. I'm not so sure that's true on the other side, the Medicaid health plans. And so it doesn't really make any sense any way that you look at it. And I mean, if we had a lot of time, I could go on and on about it.
We'll have to have you back for that. But one final question on this, then we'll move on. Is Callie's work group a reality, and is it a good thing or a bad thing, or don't you know yet?
Well, it's interesting because at the end of my testimony, the representative that was facilitating for that session, he said, thank you for your testimony, and I hope that you are going to be on the statewide work group to come up with some solutions. And I said, thank you. And
my hands up.
And I said, I have already submitted my name, but I have not yet been selected. So I've been since that day trying to get selected, and I'm told that there's up to 80 some people now, and they're reserving the additional slots for people who've received services and or their family members.
Okay.
But I did when I testified, and I don't share this all the time, but I am the parent of a child with a disability. I shared it when I did my testifying in front of the House Appropriations Committee, so I can give the parent perspective as well. As well as I've worked in the field for over 35 years, starting as a direct care worker, working my way up to the director. So
it was hoping that Mr. Callie, who has a child with disease also, autism, would have a little better feeling for it, but I don't know whether that'll be true or not.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's probably torn, and he says, and this was in the paper, and he said it again Monday, he doesn't care which system manages the money. He has no vested interest, he says. He just wants the money to be managed by wherever the most funds will go back to the people. And an important thing there is when we have excess money at the end of the year, it is reinvested back into services and programs. That's not going to be the case with health plans, the private.
Well, keep us in the loop on that.
I certainly will.
Moving along, March is the Awareness Month for Developmental Disability Awareness Month. And what is happening for March with CMH there?
Well, we have a couple of things going on, and let me just tell you that about 2.5% of the population are impacted with some type of an intellectual or developmental disability.
Wow.
So it is a significant number, and that includes things like autism, epilepsy, Down syndrome, and then cognitive type impairments, things like that. So anyways, during the month of March, we try to do some things to highlight the things that people are doing, and we also try to use it to combat stigma against folks with developmental disabilities, and also we're always trying to combat all kinds of stigma associated with getting mental health services or supports. So one of the things we have going on is on March 16th, Wednesday night, it's going to be at our main building. It's called the Art of Recovery, and that's actually was the idea of, our Brian Day.
Right.
Brian Day and another guy, Mark Hutchinson, who is a teacher in the Creative Rights program that we have, which is an anti-stigma initiative. They had this idea that we should showcase the works of the people through our initiatives. So we have art classes, we have writing classes, and we have theater. And so they've actually written like a 1-hour movie, and it's done. And actually, Paul Miller has a role in it.
Okay.
He'll be, you'll see
the old ham that he is.
The old ham that he is, good little actor, and many other actors and actresses are in it. But anyways, that will be previewed that night. And also there'll be some great appetizers made by we have a culinary arts program. Yes. So there's appetizers, there's
great cheesecakes.
Yes, delicious cheesecakes, thanks to Mike Moretz and his skillful teaching on that. So we have artwork that'll be displayed. We'll have creative writing works displayed, and then the appetizers and food, and then the movie. And so you can have all that fabulous entertainment for only $7.
$7.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
It'd be great if people would let us know in advance so that we have enough food for everybody. But you can purchase at the door if you'd like.
Wednesday, March 16th, 6 to 8, and it's right at your main location, 3111 Electric. Building nobody can miss.
Right, it's huge, big blue building. And well, it says on the sign, people probably might be able to see it, but we're also accepting paintings, drawings, things from the general public too, because we want it to be an integrated event, not just the works of the people that we serve, but anybody. So local artists, writers, etc. We're happy to showcase any of that.
We've got your number on a graphic, and we'll throw that up. But if they want to call for tickets in advance, it's an easy number, 810-985-8900.
Correct.
985-8900. Okay.
Okay, and another thing that we have going on is, you have that too? It's called Inside Out of Anastasia Cornell. Anastasia is a really impressive young woman who will speak about her life experiences. She experienced a lot of neglect as a young child, entered the foster care system at age 10, and it wasn't until she was a young adult that she was actually finally diagnosed with Asperger's, which is on the autism spectrum. But she, through that and through treatment, she was able to, look at her life and take steps to improve her life. And she's doing an amazing job. One of my favorite stories is she wanted me to get a hold of Senator Pavlo for her to speak to. She had some concerns about funding for services.
Oh.
And so he agreed, and he came to our CMH building, and we met in our galley. And I think he thought he was maybe going to get off kind of easy until Anastasia pulled out a big notebook. She had like 27 questions. And she was very organized. They were great questions, and the senator spent time and answered those questions with her. But she's, so she's an advocate.
That's wonderful.
She's doing a great job, and so I think it'll be a great presentation. It's only an hour. We call it the Brown Bag Lunch Series. You can either get your lunch in the galley and bring it into the presentation, or you can bring a lunch if you'd like, and it's free. Did I say when it was?
No, you're going to right now, because Wednesday is March 16th when you're having the 4th Annual Art of Recovery Celebration. The next day, Thursday the 17th, which is also a high holiday for Mr. McCartan.
Right.
Noon to 1 o'clock is this presentation, Inside Out. So.
It'd be a nice day to get you inspired for the rest of your St. Patrick's Day celebration, though. So
right.
Hopefully people will join us.
That's wonderful. Okay, what else we got?
Well, I always like to get it out as much as I can and as early as we can, but on May 14th, Saturday, we'll have our Run for Recovery. It's a 5K run, a 1 mile walk, and we also this year are adding a 1 mile timed run for kids 12 and under, because so many of the kids in that 1 mile walk, they want to race and then they want to win. So we thought, you know what, we'll give them a timed run too. So
good. For
12 and under, there'll be a 1 mile timed run. Early registration is $25 by April 15th, and then it's $30 after that. We have great shirts, long sleeve tech shirts. They're really cool. Also, we're always looking for volunteers too. If people want to volunteer in the event, give us a call.
Okay, that's Saturday, May the 14th. So that we'll talk about that next month too. But
put a save the date, all you runners and walkers.
Save the date, right? And Mr. McCartan is right there in the front leading.
Isn't that just like him?
That's right. That would be him. So. All right. Well, you've got a lot on your agenda, and we'll certainly want to keep the public informed of how they can help you up in Lansing. How can they help you?
They can help us by continuing to contact their legislators. Until Section 298 is actually removed, people need to continue to make their voices heard through email, phone calls, letters, etc. Any of that stuff will be helpful. And even if it's kind of a simple message like Section 298 must be removed. It's not in the best interest of the most vulnerable people in our community. So.
And they're helpless many times.
Yes, and we need to advocate for them.
Great.
So.
Deborah, always a pleasure to see you. You do great, wonderful work for the people of St. Clair County.
Thank you, Paul. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Glad to have you along for the Focus program. We'll be along with some representatives from the Snug Theater, and then we got some baseball players from St. Clair Little League. They'll be right along too. And we're back with some actors, some thespians from that great place in Marine City, Michigan called the Snug Theater. This coming month, the month of March rather, they are performing a little play called, I'll let you tell me. Caleb?
25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
Okay, and you and I are just going to have a talk here.
Sure.
Don't worry about those cameras. There's people out there. That's a great play. Talk to me about it.
Oh, it's a whole lot of fun. It's got some fantastic, fun songs, some wonderful.
Oh, it's a musical.
Crazy. Yeah, it's a musical. A crazy cast of a bunch of 6 pre-pubescent middle school age spelling bee contestants. They're all quirky and fun. It's just a whole lot of fun.
You are last year's champion, according to the script.
Yeah.
And you're a speller. And next to you is Rona Lisa Perretti.
That's right.
And you are a former spelling bee champion and the host of the program.
That's right. I won the 3rd annual Putnam
Okay.
County Spelling Bee, and now it is the 25th. And my character is a realtor in the county, and now I'm hosting the bee. So,
Okay.
yeah.
In real life, your mother and son.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Small world. Have you two acted together before?
Oh, yeah.
We
Yeah, all
have.
the time.
We've done a show we did Hello Dolly at the Snug, and we've
Mm-hmm.
done a couple shows in St. Clair Theater Guild and
Yeah.
in Port Huron Civic Theater. So,
Now you
yeah.
guys are busy.
Yeah.
You've been bit.
Yes,
You've been bit.
absolutely.
And down on the end is Matthew Redmond. Matthew, you are playing the comfort counselor. What does a comfort counselor do?
So basically my job is to give them a hug and a juice box after they lose. And I'm pretty bad at it, kind of, because I'm kind of like this big burly guy, I guess.
You're
and,
mean.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you comfort a kid after he loses? And so
Right.
I'm not necessarily the most gentle. I'm just like, oh, here's a juice box, here's a hug, all right, walk off the stage. But over time, he kind of gets a soft heart for these kids.
Is this your first performance at the Snug?
This is my first performance at the Snug.
But
I'm
you've done
excited.
other things.
Yes.
And you told me before we went on the air you're a musician
Yeah.
in a band that's very active and busy.
Yes, yeah. We travel the country. We sing all over the place. I'm one of the singers. We have 5. It's around a 16-piece band, and so we travel all over the country doing gigs for all sorts of.
So it's a big band sound.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we do everything. We do pop, we do jazz, we do classical. We all sing in foreign languages. So whatever you want, we do.
It's Canadian and.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun.
Okay. The role. How many songs are in the show?
Woo.
Quite
Ton?
a few.
Yeah, quite a
Yeah.
few. Roughly off the top of my head, I would say maybe 12.
Wow.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'd
about
say it's
right.
more. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of little songs. As each,
Oh, yeah,
as
yeah,
each
yeah.
contestant gets a word wrong, we sing a goodbye to them, and each contestant, as they come up, they have a little song that explains their backstory, and
Yeah.
there's lots of stuff in between. It's very entertaining, very fun show.
It's hilarious, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the Snug. Let's talk about when the performances are and that kind of good stuff.
Sure.
Who wants to start?
Performances are the first 3 weekends in March. It's actually the 4th through the 20th. They run Friday, Saturday, Sundays, and we do have one Thursday show the last week. Our evening shows are at 7:30, and our matinees for Saturday and Sunday are at 3.
Okay. And what normally happens, I think, is that the riverbank is closed and they're doing rehearsals for the next show, and then at the Snug, they're open and doing a show.
That's right.
And then it rotates every month back and forth.
Yep, there's always a show going on in Marine City, but one month it's at the Snug, another month it's at the Riverbank.
The
So.
booming Marine City.
That's right.
Booming
Yes.
Marine City. And one of the main reasons is the riverbank and the Snug and all the fine restaurants and Mr. Todd May.
Absolutely.
Okay, there's a young man by the name of Anson Pavlo is in the show too. I saw that in the. What's Anson do? Anson's worked here.
Yeah, Anson, he plays a character named Leaf Coney Bear, and he's kind of a strange guy.
That would
And
be a
his-
typecast.
Yes. If you know Anson, you know that he plays to the beat of his own drum. He's always in his own head. He does everything of his own.
Right.
And so yeah,
Nothing changes.
no, everybody is perfectly cast for the show.
Very much
with the
so.
exception of I'm not mean.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
That's true.
So, but everybody is perfectly cast, and we've all banded together very well. So yeah.
Good. All right, let's go through the times and dates again. How much are tickets?
$26.
Okay. And it runs the whole month of March on the
First
weekend.
3 weekends, 4th through the 20th.
Okay, very good. And performances at 7 o'clock.
7:30.
7:30. I was wrong on most of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think last year they had it where like one of the theaters was at 7 and one of them was
Oh,
at
no,
7:30.
no, you
so they
can't do
changed
that.
it. They're like,
Can't
no,
do
we're
that.
just gonna have them all 7:30.
Okay.
Right.
So
Very good.
Tickets are easily purchased online at riverbanktheater.com. So.
Okay. Did you guys throw those pictures up of the cast? I don't know whether you did or not. There we go. No, that's the wrong one. There they go. Okay, what have we
There
got?
it is.
What have we got there now?
those are well, that's the whole cast. Everybody's sitting on the bench there. those are all the spellers, and then in the background we've got Matt as Mitch, my mother as Rona Lisa, and then the vice principal who's the one actually asking the words, like, please spell this. It's a Vice Principal Panch.
Played by Brian Ross.
Brian Ross, yeah, that's his name. You can see Anson in the background there. Lovely picture of him as his
Nose up in the air?
Yeah.
His nose up in the air,
Yeah.
the cape, and the helmet. You know,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Okay,
He's
next
much
pic-
weirder in the show.
The next picture is, there's you were the front.
Yeah, there's me. That's I'm singing this this solo, which you've all got to hear because it's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know if I should give away what it's
No,
about.
don't give it away.
No, don't not give it away.
Yeah.
But you've got to see it. It's hilarious, and that's Schwartzy, Logan Schwartz-Rubinair, played by
Jordan.
Jordan Frontiero.
Jordan Frontiero, and her two fathers taking a selfie while she's.
We're proud of her. Yeah, Anson and I play the dads as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's a very small cast, and
Yeah.
so a couple times a actor will double as another character, but it's very funny.
That's great.
Oh yeah.
Well, we wish you all luck. It was very nice
Thanks.
to see you back and see you
you.
here. And good seeing you again, sir. Keep that band music up. That sounds,
Yes.
sounds real interesting. St. Clair Little League is in the beginning their registrations, and we've got a couple of those baseball professionals here in the studio. We'll interview them next. We're back, and we're back with some professional baseball players. Mr. Haslem, Christian Haslem, nice to meet you, sir. And Mr. Logan Biscarner, nice to meet you. You have your agent over here, but let's talk to you guys first. How long you been playing baseball?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years? Wow. How old are you?
7.
7 years old?
I'm an 8.
You're 8. Oh, you're an older man now. What position do you play in baseball?
Second base and pitcher.
Second base and pitcher? Which do you like better?
Pitcher.
Pitcher? Why?
You get to throw more.
You have to throw more, you're a little more active and stuff. Do you like to be up to bat too?
Yes.
Okay, good. And you like baseball. Is that the baseball field that you're at out on Fred Moore Highway, is a pretty nice field? You like it, huh? Okay. And Mr. Biscarner, how long you been a baseball player?
Almost 6 years.
6 years. And what position do you play like the best?
Pitcher.
Pitcher? Have you always been a pitcher, or did you start out playing one of the bases?
Playing one of the bases.
And you found out that pitching is your love.
Yeah.
Okay. What team are you on?
The Mad Dogs.
The Mad Dogs? Is that a pretty good team? How'd you end up last year?
Our team did pretty good last year.
Did it? No world champions or anything?
No.
No, yeah. How about you? What team were you on last year?
St. Clair.
St. Clair, did you have just a St. Clair team?
Or the tournament team.
Yeah, the tournament team, yeah.
Yes.
Tournament
St.
team?
Clair's my tournament team.
And how did you end up?
Good.
Good? Okay. Well, can I talk to your agent down here?
Yes.
Okay. Jamie
to see you
Haslem,
again,
nice
Paul.
to see you again. You are the Presidente
Yes, sir.
of the St. Clair Little League, which has really, really grown over the last 50 years or so.
Yeah.
And a great organization. Marine City has a Little League too.
They do?
Very active. Yours, how many young men and women do you touch?
Last year
in a
we
season?
had about 630 kids.
630.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm hoping for, that again this year, maybe more, hopefully more.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
just amazing.
It's awesome.
Talk to me about the fields. The Legacy Field, it's called. It's been there now 4 years,
Yep,
5
this will be
years.
going on the 5th season, yep.
5th season.
Yep.
And a young man by the name of Fred Moore was instrumental in getting the whole thing
Yeah.
pushed along. Where are we at? How many fields you got? What that kind? Give
We
me a
have-
little sketch, thumbnail.
8 completed fields. We have a field under construction right now. In fact, it's the fences are about halfway up. It'll be ready for opening day.
Yep.
Hope it'll be ready for opening day. That wall will have a green monster in left field.
Really?
Yeah, that's going to be pretty neat. I'm pretty excited about that. It'll be a field that can both...
In that field will be the Green Monster.
It will.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a field that can both be for the Major League boys, like the 10, 11, 12-year-old boys, and for the 13-year-old boys. It'll work both for both sets of kids. And it's going to enable us to have 72 teams this year at the Woodbat tournament,
Wow.
which is amazing. And we it looks like we'll have 72 teams. It looks like we'll fill every single field all day, every day.
Compare that to other locations around across the state of Michigan.
Last year we had about 62 teams, and it was the largest Little League tournament in Michigan. This year we'll have 10 more teams, and it'll be difficult to catch 72 teams just because 9 fields, and to have games going all day, Friday afternoon, Saturday all day, Sunday all day, and to get that many people in one complex is difficult. But it gets done. It's a pretty great.
Do you find people come from quite a distance, or is it
Ohio,
just southeastern Michigan?
No,
Really?
we get them from Maumee, Ohio, Grand Rapids. This tournament really draws people from all over the state. The Wood Bat is kind of a neat thing, so that's a tournament that really draws people from all over the state. And then we do the Fred Moore Rotary Tournament.
Right.
And that tournament, now this will be the third season for that. We've drawn over 50 teams for that tournament in just 3 seasons of having it. So that's been a great tournament for us too. And to do that for the Rotary Club is great because it gives back to somebody who's done a lot for us. Mm-hmm. So we're glad to be able to
And
do
they
that too.
appreciate it.
I hope so.
They do. They really do.
We like doing it.
You've got registrations coming up.
This
Talk
Saturday.
to me. Who can come? Who can be a St. Clair Little League player?
That's a great
How
question.
does it? Where's the line between the Marine City one and the St. Clair one and the Marysville one?
Yep, that's a great question. Our borders are actually the new school district borders that were just drawn, I think, a few
last
days
week,
ago.
yeah.
So that is the same border we have. It's online, stclairlittleleague.com. The map is there. Also, though, anybody that attends a school within our borders is eligible to play St. Clair Little League.
Okay.
So if they go to St. Mary's,
Right.
They're from Port Huron, they can play St. Clair Little League. If they go to Pine River and they're from Marine City, that's okay. They can play St. Clair Little League.
You confused me about St. Mary's and Port Huron. What do you mean there?
Well, I mean, if they live in Port Huron,
Oh, they live in Port
but they
Huron,
go to school
but they
here,
attend.
we're okay.
Okay.
Anybody that goes to school within our boundary, we can have them play. And then now this year, the girls from Richmond are allowed to play in St. Clair because they don't have a softball program in Richmond.
Oh.
So we invited the girls from Richmond to come play here this year too. So just to kind of, baseball in the area is important to us, not just St. Clair mostly, but not just St. Clair. So we want the whole area to have a good time and enjoy that park. So
I know there's no representation here today from Marine City, but their registration probably is going on right now at the same time.
I think they've done one registration. They have one more coming up. I don't know if it's this weekend or maybe next weekend, but I think it's right about the same time.
And they've got a pretty active group.
They
too.
do. They have a great Little League program over there, and the better the programs are around us, the better St. Clair will be. So we encourage. We have baseball clinics. The high school did a baseball clinic the last few weekends, and we had some Marine City kids attend, and that's great. We want competition to be great in the area because it helps these guys get better if they're playing against better kids.
Do the two towns, Marysville, Port Huron, do those teams play against each other early in the season?
We don't play each other until All-Stars.
Okay.
So because we have a big enough program where we can just play interleague with ourselves,
okay.
we don't have to do that. Now some of those teams, Algonac and Marine City, I think they play against each other throughout the season because they're not quite as big. But St. Clair, we just play interleague, and then All-Star time for districts they'll play Algonac and Marine City and Marysville, and we'll get to see what they're made of.
Okay. Let me ask you guys a couple more questions. Who's your favorite baseball player, professional?
Tough when you're on camera.
Tough one? Who's your favorite
Where?
team?
Tigers.
Tigers. How about you?
My favorite player was probably Prince Fielder
Prince
until they traded him off
Right.
the Tigers.
Yeah, up to the Texas, didn't he? How's he doing now? He lost a lot of weight when he went down there. It's too hot down there for him.
He's probably still, I don't know what he plays, but he probably plays for first base.
First base? Okay. And your team going to do pretty good this year? You're going to be on the same team?
I'm on a team with some of my friends, but not the same team as last year.
Okay. How about you? Are you going to be on the same team with some friends, or are you a new team this year?
It's pretty much same team.
Same team? Okay. Well, good luck to both of you. And I know that there's good ice cream out there and there's good hot dogs out there. Is that true? Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Jamie, we missed anything? Let's go through when the registrations are again.
Registration is this Saturday at the Field House out in Legacy from 8 to 12.
Okay.
Tryouts are the following weekend from 8 to 12 at the high school.
Okay.
Opening
So
day is
if
May
I
7th.
can't make it on March the 7th.
Well, you need to make it this week. You really need to register this weekend. If you can't be at registration, on the registration forms is my address. You can drop that off to my house anytime.
Okay.
And because we do tryouts that following weekend, so we really need to have
Okay.
everybody's in as quickly as we can. Now the littler kids, we kind of take those throughout a little bit late, but that'll come. I think the littler ones, they miss them, registration a little bit, but the rest of it we should have it all done by this weekend and be ready to go for tryouts and then May 7th is opening day. So I hope you guys will be there for opening day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Can't wait. It's a
Mr.
big
Wheeler
day.
and me.
Yes.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Good luck in your baseball careers.
Say thank
We'll
you.
be watching
Thank
for
you.
you on the World Series soon.
Thank you, Paul.
Yep, anytime, my friend. That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.